Okay, I'm working on the hydraulic cooler on the ZH12G I got in July. And when it got here on the truck, this cooler was loose. I noticed that from the top. It was wobbling all around. And there's a nylock on that bolt there, and that bolt is through the console in the front there. It wasn't tight at all. The nut was way on the back, so it was wobbling all around. The bottom one was tight, and bracket's kind of bent up down there from it moving around, but it was loose. It was wobbling around, and so I had the equipment kind of torn apart with the whole back off and everything anyway, because I'm working on the paint on that, and I'm also going to put some latches so I can get it out. So I ended up taking this whole side cover. It was easy to get to, easier when I'm in here. But then I noticed that the wire to the fan I took the fan off right now, but the fan wire was pinched right in here between the steel and the cooler, and it has a slotted bracket. I noticed with it loose I could slide it over and then it would clear, but that wire was pinched, and it was just a matter of time. It was going to short out or wear through and short out, and it did wear through the outer coating of the wire. I'm gonna cut it open in a minute. I don't think that it got to the wire, but this was installed really lousy, and I'm going to try to put the fan back on and rotate it so that wire isn't back under this sharp or this plate where it's going to get pinched. It should go on any way you put it, and the plug will come back up to it. So anyway, it's just something I found. It's been an issue for me not being able to use the machine. And the other thing while I'm here, I'm working on the battery. Both the battery connections were just loose. They just pulled right off the studs. They had been tightened at the top, they weren't pushed down on the battery post. So they were tight, but they just popped right off. And this battery was all crooked and loose in here, and had this crappy metal bracket that I think they handmade. I don't know, but it was on there. The one bolt, the head was kind of rounded, like from an impact hitting it, and it wasn't even in tight. It was in an angle, barely holding, so the battery moved around in the machine, and it was all crooked, and the positive post was almost touching the side there, so another issue. And I'm going to redo this entire mounting. It had this crappy plastic that someone cut and stuck in between there. It was all loose in there, so I've got it mounted, and I have some battery pieces left from another battery I had on my truck. So I've got that mounted. It's mounted solid in there now, and then I'm waiting on a lashing strap, and I'm going to do a lashing strap around it so that it's solid. I may put 2 straps. But anyway, that was another problem. This could have been a fire waiting for a place to happen. It was loose, and the cables weren't right. So these are things shouldn't come on a new machine. And it's caused me a big delay of not being able to use it. Now I'm kind of worried what else I'm going to find. But I'm just trying to fix the things. It seemed like a nice machine, but there's some issues with installations on it.